We have a 15-year-old composite front door that's looking a bit tired and dated. The leaded glazing is old-fashioned and makes the inside dark. In this part 2 video, I'll show you how to change the glass in the cassettes in the door. The cassettes on this door aren't secured with clips or screws. The inner and outer parts of the cassette interlock and sandwich the glass between them. If your cassettes are held in place by screws, you've got a much easier job and you don't need to watch the rest of this video. They interlock with ratcheting teeth which are not designed to be removed, and you have to snap these teeth in order to remove the cassette. The cassette halves have silicone sealant sealing them in place internally and externally, and you have to start by cutting the silicone sealant using a Stanley knife or similar. You know you've broken the seal when you can insert the knife fully and it moves down freely. After you've loosened the seal slightly with the Stanley knife, you then need to loosen it some more with something larger like a palette knife. Repeat this Stanley knife palette knife process for the part of the frame that attaches to the door. After an absolute age of using the sharp knife and the palette knife, it gets to the point where you can get something bigger in it like a chisel. Try and break the seal. There, click there, making some progress. You can now measure the glass and order replacements. When the glass has arrived, you can remove the external part of the cassette using the Stanley knife, palette knife, chisel process. So here's the old cassette viewed from the outside on the right with the old glass in it, and here's my lovely new pane of glass that I want to put in. There's a piece of aluminium foil here at the bottom, a strip of aluminium foil, and that goes in the bottom of the door panel that the glass sits in, and it prevents ingress of water into the matrix of the composite door. So the outer cassette half needs to be removed from the glass, and again that's just a matter of putting the knife into the gap between the glass and the frame and breaking and cutting all the sealant. When I say just, of course, I mean it's just another tedious, difficult job, but you can see it's a little bit easier than the door frame because you can flex the frame back to get your knife in. Of course, safety is important when using these sharp knives. Of course, one doesn't want to cut oneself or indeed sever any vital organ from your body. So it finally lifts away. You need to remove the old sealant from the cassette parts on the door. So here we are. The outer and inner frames have been cleaned off, all the sealant's been removed, and I've got my new pane of glass. Now I want to try a dry fit to see if it all works. So I need to get the clear sealant in this groove here, and ideally I need sufficient so that it overflows from the groove over to the edge here, and then I can wipe off any excess from inside the window. Okay, the groove's full of sealant, and I'm going to drop the window glazed unit in. And to match the other one, I need to make sure the satin pane is on the outside. Now I need to put white sealant in this groove here, all around the outside, but remembering of course that here and here, where these cutaways are, is a drain. So I want my sealant to go up to here and stop and then start again here. Apart from that, it goes all the way around the bead on the outside. A bit more generous with the bead of white sealant here, and of course I've left the breaks at the bottom for drainage purposes. I've fitted the panel now, and I've given it a good squeeze around the edge to make sure that the sealant's coming out. And I smooth off the excess with a tissue. And here's the door from the outside. Nice finish, quite a difference. And here's the finished door. You can see it lets a lot more light through without the leaded glass.